Okay. Hi, we're back.
What's this thing, man? What's that? What's that later?
Yeah, what are you doing?
I always do that to you.
Yeah, you do it at the very beginning. Anyways, so we're back, and today I thought we'd talk about a list that has been going around the internet. It's a little bit interesting because there's a man, a Japanese man, and he's complaining about things in Japan, specifically about maybe women and the things that they do. So I thought I'd share this list with you and hopefully get your thoughts and ask these two about their thoughts on it. So, anyways, he said, prior to marriage, these are his complaints about being a man in Japan. He said, the man is expected to confess his love and eventually propose to the woman. And for those of you who don't know, a man in Japan has to tell the woman he likes her before they go on a date. So you can't just kind of like put the moves on her or, you know, get drunk together or something or whatever sleazy thing you like to do. I like to do it anyways. Number two, the man is... Number two, the man is always expected to pay for the meal. Number three, the man is expected to either give presents unconditionally or give presents worth 3 times as much as the presents his girlfriend buys for him.
Are we commenting as we go, or are you just going to introduce them all?
I'll go through them all and then I'll afterwards comment. Number 4, the man is always expected to make calls and send messages to his sweetheart. Number 5, the man is expected to decide on the ideal location for a date, dinner, etc. Number 6, the man must always give preference to his girlfriend's opinion when it comes to a date. That was number 6. This is number 7. Number 7, women are allowed to judge men based on their income, appearance, but women aren't allowed... I screwed that up. Sorry. I'll do that again. Women are allowed to judge men based on their income and appearance, but the opposite doesn't hold true. Number 8, the man is expected to go and meet his girlfriend's parents first. Number 9, when meeting her parents, he must bow down himself before them and endure a shower of criticisms from his girlfriend's father. Number 10, the man's side of the family is expected to offer up a large sum of money as an engagement gift. Number 11, the man is expected to pay for the wedding ceremony and the reception. And number 12, the man is expected to pay for the engagement ring and other jewelry. And so I know there's probably people commenting, you screwed up the numbers, which I think I did. Anyways.
Is that all of them?
That's all of them for this one, men prior to marriage. So I'll ask you about number 1. The man is expected to confess his love and eventually propose to the woman.
I don't understand that one, because that's before anything's taken place.
Yeah, so like I try to explain it a little bit, but in Japan usually like before you like date, you kind of have to like confess like, I really like you. Like, I know probably people are probably saying you said that wrong, you're an idiot, whatever. But you have to say that, you know, like before you even go on a date or kiss or anything like that.
Well, that's just really like.
Yeah.
So I really like, that's what we would do. I really like you, can we...
Not what I would do.
You don't say I really like you?
It's not as casual, it's not like talking to you.
Yeah, it's not like you...
That's
Yeah.
a pretty serious thing.
It's like...
I wouldn't say that before I went on a date. I wouldn't say like, hey madam, I think you're really keen. I really like you. Let's go on a date sometime. I just say like, hey, what are you doing this Saturday? You want to go out? And then try to put some sleazy moves on her.
Yeah, alright. I see that.
And they're not sleazy if they're consensual.
Yeah, that's true. So
I really like it.
I think I heard a story similar to this recently, except it was the reverse. A teacher, female teacher, had confessed to a maths teacher, and the male maths teacher was not interested.
Ooh.
And at the end of the school year, that teacher moved on to another school because it was too awkward. That's the problem with it. It's very awkward. It doesn't.
That's true.
Like Japan's quite a discreet country. Like if you ask a girl for her email address, she's usually going to give it to you, but it doesn't necessarily mean that she's going to want to meet up with you.
Yeah, she may not return that email you sent to her. Yeah.
You know, it happens.
Yeah.
Not always.
Yeah, but I can come to understand it because, you know, if you just ask somebody like, hey, let's go out sometime or let's get coffee. If it doesn't go that well or says no, it's kind of like you can kind of save face, like, oh, you know, I was just trying to be friendly or something. But if it's like,
right.
I really like you, and they're like, I don't like you, it's like, pow! You sit down in a chair. Like, what do you say after that? You just sulk away?
Good point, actually.
Yeah, they've really...
You're going to get a test drive.
Yeah.
They've really sort of given you a hit.
Yeah.
The bad point is, like you're saying, this is coming very early, before anything physical has happened. There's no opportunity to see how things are going. You're just putting a high pressure, like, come on, please, be my XYZ.
Yeah. So I kind of agree with them, but
I recommend avoiding that route as long as possible.
Yeah.
That what?
Route
Confessing
is in the American sense of the word.
I know.
Yeah.
My ears went up then. I was like, what the check?
Yeah, so I have a little bit of sympathy for him, but on the other hand, I think he's kind of being a weakling. That guy complaining about this. Number 2, he says, men are always expected to pay for the meal. I can understand his complaint because, I mean, who wants to spend lots of money, but I think it's a minor complaint.
I think if you're going on a date with a girl you really like, it's a non-issue. You kind of want to do it, don't you?
I don't do it.
Not me. I'm cheap. I don't want to do it, but I'll do it.
No, I don't do it. I usually put in more than half just because I probably ate more.
I like that. Also, take the sting out of it. Just give me a little bit. Take the sting out of it.
I think I paid on it.
I'll pay them as well.
But I'm sort of aware when I'm doing it, like, maybe this person seems to never have the right change. It kind of annoys me, or they never seem to have anything smaller than 10,000 yen, which I'm sometimes suspicious of. Like it seems to happen a little bit too often that when it's like 1,800 yen each. So I put in 2,000 yen thinking there'll be another 1,000 yen coming, and they're like, oh, I've only got 5. All right. It doesn't seem to slightly balance out in my favour. I don't know whether it's a strategy or...
I'm sure it is a strategy. I mean, we have 10,000 every time. If you do that with somebody else, do you think they'd do that? Like with their friends or girls, you think they'd do that?
I just feel that
I assume they might ask to break the checkup. Because usually like the place we're in today, they'll probably ask us at the end, like, do you want to pay separately, and we'll split the bill that way.
But if you, I don't know, like if it's a date, then like even our culture's a bit like that too. The guy might pay.
Have to pay.
If you're doing this whole split thing at the end, I think it takes away the whole date thing. Like it's just two friends.
True. Let's keep it moving though, because we're running out. Lots more.
8 minutes already.
Yeah. Anyways, number 3, the man's expected to give presents unconditionally or give presents worth 3 times as much as the present the girlfriend buys him. I think
this one irritates me.
The 3 times as much is kind of outrageous.
There's putting a rule on it, which is not gift giving.
Yeah, so it's like, especially like when you get into like hundreds of dollars. So like, if a girlfriend, if she buys you something $200, we have to buy something that's worth like $600, which is okay in some cases, but in some cases it's like there's a big difference between 200 and 600. Or if she's like, oh, I'll buy you something, spend lots of money for like $300, and it's like $300 to $900, like that's a big jump.
Not to forget, all gift giving should be unconditional.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Bang, that's
You've been reading my mind.
Yeah, it's just it. Unconditional gift giving should...
Yeah, you should never expect anything back in return from a gift.
But like, what about unconditional? Like, what if they're, they're making you angry and you don't want to give them a gift?
Like, you shouldn't be compelled to give a gift.
Well, that's unconditional. Anyways, I'll keep going. I'll go to the next one. Number 4.
What about the expected piece? You probably have to edit
You
that out.
expect some action.
I was going to say, are you giving a gift because you're trying to lubricate things?
No, it's unconditional. So it doesn't matter what she does, you have to give her a gift.
No, but I mean, if you're trying to get a piece of it.
Yeah,
It's
but
gotta be
by
unconditional.
unconditional, I mean, like, you're not expecting a consequence.
I think here that means unconditional is like, no matter how they behave, you have to give it to them as long as you want them to be your girlfriend. Anyway, I'll move to the next one. Next one is, the man is always expected to make calls and send messages to his sweetheart. That one, I think, that's a little bit too...
He's just been a whinger.
Yeah, I think so. It's like, I can understand why you'd be annoyed with that, but it's like, you know, you gotta put in your due diligence.
Did he say your sweetheart?
Yeah.
She's your sweetheart. That's it. She's your sweetheart.
There's
you
a
want to
point
send
where
messages.
it's just a bit redundant.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, I understand if there's stuff going on or
Yeah.
you've seen something, but sometimes you've got nothing to say.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean like you don't think of this person.
That's true.
It doesn't mean that they're not in your thoughts.
Maybe you're just busy or whatever.
If they need that, that's a sign of insecurity.
I agree.
That's needed.
And sometimes, you know, if you're busy, it's like something, it's an obligation you have to do, which you don't necessarily like.
But we live in a instant messaging world now.
Live in a world that's become
I
annoying
do
to
know,
me.
Yeah, me too.
I have an acquaintance from Taiwan, and she met a Japanese guy while she was staying with a friend, and she went back to Taiwan, and for about 2 years, the Japanese guy called her every day, same time.
Wow.
And she
Called
liked that.
her, he's like, yeah, I'm in a yakitori bar, hello, I'm in a
Wow.
such and such place.
And
Oh,
they're
that's
together
nice.
now?
They're still, yeah, they're married, they're together, yeah.
And she's here?
She's here, yeah.
Let's keep going before I run out of
Wow.
space. Next one, number 5, says the man is expected to decide on the ideal location for a date dinner. And number 6 is the man must always give preference to his girlfriend's opinion when it comes to dates. So separately, I think both of these things are fine, but together, they're annoying.
Yeah.
So I think if it's, you always have to decide on the date or what you're going to do, I don't think that's too much to ask. Or it's like you have to give preference to your girlfriend's opinion. But when it's like both, and you have to decide what to do, and then your girlfriend's like, I don't like that, and she gets to veto it. I find that personally annoying. So I understand, I agree with this guy on this one.
Yeah,
Well,
I
then
think
yeah.
my advice to women would be don't veto things that you actually do want to do. If you're just trying to put pressure on the guy to come up with other things, because you'll end up burning the guy out. He won't want to come up with ideas. It'll be seen as a chore for him.
Or you'll end up doing
So
nothing.
if a guy
Exactly.
is making a suggestion, if it's not what you want to do immediately, like that weekend or whatever, like suggest doing it for the following one.
I agree. That's good advice. I also agree, if there's lots of things you don't like and you're picky, tell the guy, like, I don't like this, I don't like this, or tell him, like, the things you like to do, so that way you have a hint. Because if you're just shooting in the dark, and you're like, let's go here, and you're like, I don't like that, it's going to make the guy annoyed.
Be very clear up front.
Yeah.
Honesty never hurts.
Yeah, so I agree with this guy on this. Next one, number 7, it says, women are allowed to judge men based on their income and appearance, but the opposite does not hold true. I have no idea what this
don't know
guy
what
is
he
talking
means,
about.
yeah.
I understand, like, income,
I
because
think
I've never heard of a man saying, like, oh, this chick's too poor, I'm not going to go out with her.
Yeah.
But I have heard, like, I don't like this chick because of the way she looks. That happens all the time.
I think he's saying that he's not allowed to say something to his girlfriend like, I don't like your appearance.
Maybe so. But
In my experience, sometimes people are kind of happy to get the feedback. There have been times where I've said that I don't really like your hair the way it's been recently, and they've been like, oh really, I'm so glad you told me that. I've just been doing it that way because it's simple. I'll go back to my old ways.
You dodged a bullet.
Yeah.
That could have went the other way.
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Could have kept going.
No, it could have been like, what?
Yeah, it could have been a lot.
Because before that I was sort of like,
could have gone bad for you, so lucked out in that case. Next one, it says, number 8, the man is expected to go meet his girlfriend's parents first. I don't know if that's even true, so, but
I think he's getting petty now.
I think
he's
so
getting
too.
petty.
I think he's being petty, I agree.
I think that's true.
Yeah.
Move on.
Yeah, next one, number 9. While meeting her parents, he must bow down before them and endure the showers of criticisms from her father. I think that's his personal problem,
I
But
really.
it's also his culture. Deal with it.
Yeah.
I would like to get a front row seat.
Yeah. I think it's more of a personal problem. 'Cause
Subscribe.
I imagine if you're like a tall, handsome doctor with lots of money, he probably wouldn't say anything to you. Probably, father's husband would probably
Yeah.
just be quiet. Shut up.
And that's your country's culture. You got to deal with it. You know?
Yeah. So I,
Whinge about your country's culture, not about.
well, he is complaining about his country's culture and like dating culture. But anyways, number 10, it says the man's side of the family is expected to offer up a large sum of money as an engagement gift. So you have to pay a dowry, apparently. So I understand that is annoying. That's a valid complaint, I think.
That's a complaint when you've got sons.
Yeah.
Like he's complaining on behalf of his parents or something.
I think
But he should be complaining when I have a son. I'm going to have to pay for it. He's
he's not talking about himself specifically. He's
I
talking
don't know
in
if he's
general.
going to have a son.
Yeah.
But it's not. This is not a dating issue. This is a parenting issue.
That's true.
So that should be a moot point really.
I think it's both, because like imagine like if you like have this girl you really like and like I really want to get married, but your parents like I do not have any money, and then you can't get married. Think how angry you'd be. Not only your parents would be angry at the system. It's like you just shouldn't have that system. So like that's a valid
Oh,
point.
then-
but to be honest,
I'm sure
this guy
they
is
still get married.
yeah. Some places they don't. But this guy, this is not always true. So don't go around thinking like if you go to Japan and find a girl you like, you're gonna have to like cough up a ton of money to pay her parents. Because that's not true. There's some cases it is true, but there's lots of cases it's not. So I think he's right. It's bad, but it doesn't happen that often. Next one is the man is expected to pay for the wedding ceremony and reception. I agree. That's ridiculous. That's expensive. Okay. Sorry, we had some technical problems, but we're back. So, like I said, number 11 is the man is expected to pay for the wedding ceremony and the reception. So, I understand this. Weddings are really expensive, and I can't speak for you two, but for me, a wedding's not really exciting, and I don't care what kind of wedding I have, and I don't want to spend a lot of money on it. So, for me to pay for a wedding is kind of unfair.
I know they have a lot of pressure on them to have weddings because that's when the two families will meet each other.
Yeah.
First
So,
time.
yep. So they have to have that wedding. So, whereas I didn't have a wedding, it didn't cost me anything.
Yeah.
So I hate weddings too. I mean, I like going to weddings, but I don't want to have
Even
one.
that's got its downside.
What's that? Not
Just different issues that happen at the weddings, delays.
Yeah. I know in America, traditionally, the bride's father is supposed to pay for it, which kind of makes sense because usually the bride is the one that wants the nice wedding. The husband usually doesn't care so much. So,
There's a good Steve Martin documentary, Father of the Bride.
yeah, a documentary.
where he's complaining about all the money and he's loaded his own shoe company.
And the last one is says the man is expected to pay for the engagement rings and other jewelry. So, like I said, I'm cheap and I don't like to pay for things, but that's just kind of par for the course, I think. So,
I don't know if this is the way it is these days.
what?
When was this written?
It's written recently, so it's like, yeah. So like some of the things, some of the things this guy's saying are kind of out of control, and I think he's going too far. But some of the things he's actually right about.
He might have the wrong chick. Has he ever thought about that? Maybe he's just got the wrong chick.
No, I think these are like fairly.
This is just him, right?
His complaints, I think, are somewhat out of control. Some of the things are out of control, in my opinion. But I think the things he's saying are not like crazy. It's not like, oh, nobody does this in Japan. I think these things are, for the most part, fairly common.
But everything
I think
he
the
said,
less appealing you are as a man, the more of these sorts of problems you have to go through to keep someone in a relationship.
So, like, endure a shower of criticism from the father of your girlfriend. It's like, I don't know, maybe if I'm not such a good guy, you probably will have to do it. But imagine, like, if you got everything together, no problem.
got your clowns
Okay.
going.
What you saying?
So it's going to be anyway,
Yeah,
anyway.
So, I think it's kind of more of a personal problem for something like that. And some of the other things, like a man is expected to decide on a date or something like that. I usually don't, for me personally, I don't feel that much pressure to decide on a date. It's more annoying when you decide something and the woman doesn't like it, for me personally. So, some of these are kind of personal, but I think none of them are really outrageous.
I think some of them, like, I don't know, a relationship is two people together, I think, working together, and if she's like, it's got to be like this, this, and this, I think, well, that's not the way it should be, I don't think. I think it should be, she should be, I don't know, like, free and easy, and that some of these things don't make sense. Like, one person has to pay for everything, but we're both getting married, kind of thing. I don't know. Maybe he's got the wrong chick.
Maybe so. The only thing I can agree with him as a man, I think probably any man in any country can agree with this. Having a girlfriend costs a lots of money, and it's usually it's a money pit. But what can you do?
They're a money pit. I thought that was a car.
What?
A car is a money pit.
A car is a money pit too. There's lots of things that are money pits. But you know, if you need a car, like where I'm from, originally in America, you have to have a car. So it's like you have to pay for insurance and gas, and car breaks down. But what are you gonna do? And so it's like maybe a girlfriend. It's like, you have to take them out on these dates, and dates are expensive. And maybe you think, I don't really want to see this movie. Why do I have to pay $20 for a ticket and popcorn and all this kind of stuff?
But that's an issue in this country, is that people aren't getting together in large amount of numbers.
That's true. There's lots of people that aren't dating. But I don't know if it's because of this though. Really,
I think
ridiculous
that's part of it.
regulation.
I mean, there's obviously things from the women's side that they're not getting satisfaction. Like if a woman has a job, it's like, why do I need someone to provide for all of this when I have a job?
That's true.
Usually women tend to like their jobs unless they're overworked.
That's true. So that could be another thing too. So I don't know. So actually, I know there might imagine I have some female viewers, and they're probably thinking, "Hey, this list isn't fair. I don't like this," and I understand this. Some of these things on here are crazy. So please leave some comments below if you disagree.
If any Japanese women make a similar list, there would be another video.
Yeah, if I find one, I'll do one. So I'd be happy to do one about women's complaints about men. I think I actually have one, so I'll try to do that in the future. And there's actually more for this list. So this one is just about women a man's complaints about women before marriage, but he also has complaints about after getting married. So I'll probably try to do that in the future. And if you find a list for women's complaints about men, I'll do that one too. I think these are interesting. If you find it interesting, leave a comment below. Thanks to you two for your comments. And if you enjoyed that video, subscribe. Also, feel free to comment down below and check out some of my other videos here. Or is it here?